Groundhog Day build contest for Sunday, January 23rd, 2022. You can go now.
Folks say to be the very best, you gotta travel across the land. But I'm happy here at pretty good, just out walking with my friends. So you can fly from coast to coast for all the antics events. But my destiny's here in Tennessee, my Pokédex in hand. You run your laps chasing Lickitung in Providence, and you walk your throws for Electabuzz in St. Louis. But when you're lost in Boston seeking Pokestops, boo, we'll all still be spinning them up on Rocky Top. It's true. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our togepies here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. We don't need Tangalus from Los Angeles. If you're there chasing Charizard, you're making your life way too hard. Clutching garlic, pounding pavement down Ventura Boulevard. We don't need Nidoqueens from down New Orleans. I hate to rain on Solo U, but parades need a willing crew. All those squirtles on St. Charles saw you wandering and withdrew. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our Togepi's here in Tennessee at our own predestined place. We don't need Lapras from Minneapolis or Polipus from Mississippi. There's enough Weedle on Montego. We could evolve a swarm of Beedrill. There's enough Snubble down in Shovel. We could team a sled with Grumble. We don't need Porygon from out in Oregon or any Pikachus from out in Massachusetts. Sorry, Professor Oklahoma, we'll raid gyms in Tullahoma. Sorry, Pokecorn Palooka, we'll have some hikes in Chattanooga. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our Togepi here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our Togepi's here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace.
That was Sean Hills That was my incredible brother Sean Hills performing My Destiny's in Tennessee. But you know what? I know there's another song that y'all like to hear at the beginning of a stream. Why don't we all lay our heads down and dream?
The summer is past, but your days keep growing longer. There's no wind in your sail, but the storm's blowing stronger. Walking home, standing tall, keeping your head up through it all. Fighting fires, spinning plates. Goodness, how it gets so late. Oh, lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down. Just let your mind flow downstream. Sprout out in a moonbeam. Lay your head down and dream. Joe Hills is filmed before a live studio audience.
That's us! Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee, and today, y'all are my live streaming audience. I am joined by my fantastic brother, Sean Hills. We're going to go ahead and reduce that camera size down here to match mine now that we're out of the intro. Just so you know, we are doing normal...
Zooped.
Oh, go on ahead. What were you going to say?
I've been zooped.
Zoop, zoop, zoop. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat, and that'll be expanding both cameras today at $20 tip and milestones. But we are here because Groundhog Day is coming up, and the folks on my Patreon server wanted to have a Groundhog Day parade float build contest. Kindleist has really been taking the lead on a lot of this with the Untitled District. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. But basically, Kindleist has constructed this fantastic Untitled District here, which is going to be the host of our Groundhog Day build contest. We've got several teams ready to start building, and you know what? Honestly, the first few minutes of the build contest are kind of the slowest to watch visually. So, players, ready to start? I'm going to let them get started. They already know the rules. It looks like they are ready to go. So I'm going to put 1 hour on the timer here. And then while they get going, I'll explain the rules to everybody else. So, 3, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, go. I'm not sure if that's how counting works.
It's close enough.
You know, I try. Not very hard, but either way. Corinne apparently says, hello, Uncle Sean, from the living room. So thank you for relaying that, Badger.
Yes, hello, niece Corinne.
So basically, I'm going to explain a few of the rules, and then my brother's going to play some live music, and then we're going to talk about what's getting built. The teams each have an hour to build within these areas here, delineated by the yellow lines, a parade float that corresponds with the theme of the parade. We've done this for Christmas parades, for other, holiday themes. You can get the core concept. If you've ever seen a holiday parade before, you understand people just build floats that have to do with the theme, and that's what these folks are going to do. They have an hour to build, during which my brother Sean and I are going to make snarky comments. And then after that, Sean and I will disappear into the judging room, where Sean will judge the floats. Well, actually, no, I skipped a step. We're going to go down the parade line and talk to each group and ask them to present their floats, during which time Sean and I will take notes. And then at the end of the day, Sean will pick first, second, and third place. I will be on hand to provide clarity if he has any questions about how things like this have been judged in the past or what expectations are, things like that. But the decision is his, not mine. Because he doesn't know these people, it's a lot easier for him to not play favorites or to avoid any sort of accusations of doing so.
I'm completely unbiased.
Completely unbiased.
I have no opinions about anything whatsoever.
Oh, fantastic. And Art Frederick in the chat says, greetings, Uncle Vanya.
And greetings, nephew Art. I don't know what our relation would be.
Yeah, I don't even... Yeah,
fellow uncle? Art's an honorary uncle of sorts as well.
Well, no, he's got nieces and nephews now.
Oh, I mean in our family.
Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. So, anyway, I think that now that the parade building has begun, it might be time to strike up the music. What do you think, Sean?
Don't say. I think we can do that.
While you get that queued up, it looks like our first tip of the stream has come in from Flannelpunk for 5, who says, "Howdy, Sean. Hope you have a great stream." So thank you very much, Flannelpunk. That puts us
thank you.
15 away from the first face camera expansion. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills. If they come in during the song, I won't read them till the end. Don't worry, Sean. I won't cut in for that. But, yeah.
As long as you're cutting in song, I think that's okay.
Well, Mousemac just tipped another 5 who says, "Whoop, whoop." So is it set to creative for this, or do they have to collect resources? Oh, that's part of the fun. This is on our survival SMP server, which I guess SMP, survival multiplayer. This is a survival float build contest. And so comparable to a real parade, these folks kind of had to pre-build and design these floats in like garages at their bases and then come over here with the resources they need. And if they realize they forgot something or ran out of something, they're going to have to run back through the nether to wherever they would get that resource. And yeah, so I've been trying to think of fun ways to run a survival build contest. Superstone says that they designed in creative, but still they're building the actual float for the contest in survival with the stuff that they had on the server. Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me.
Okay, so that puts us once again 10 away from the next face camera expansion, and I'm going to let my brother Sean take it away.
All right. Strike up the music, the band has begun. The Pennsylvania polka. Pick out your partner and join in the fun. The Pennsylvania polka. It started in Scranton, it's now number 1. It's bound to entertain ya. Everybody has a mania to do the polka from Pennsylvania. While they're dancing, everybody's cares are quickly gone. Sweet romancing that goes on and on until the dawn. We're so carefree, gay with laughter, happy as can be. They stop to have a beer, the crowd begins to cheer, and hey, they start to dance again. Strike up the music, the band has begun. The Pennsylvania polka. Pick out your partner and join in the fun. The Pennsylvania polka. It started in Scranton, it's now number 1. It's bound to entertain ya. Everybody has a mania to do the polka from Pennsylvania.
Woo! That was my brother Sean Hills. Oh, you know what? I left the lyrics sign up from earlier. I did not write the Pennsylvania polka. It's actually from Scranton. I learned that today.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Sean, are you watching along on the stream? Can you kind of see what I'm looking at here?
Yeah, I'm looking at what you're looking at here.
You seeing what I'm seeing? Okay, yeah, so we've got a few floats here. You're probably on a little bit of a stream delay. I guess technically I could share my screen into Discord. Let's see if that's a wildly poor idea. Okay, I'm going to do this at a relatively low frame rate so we're not competing with the other stream. Okay.
Sure.
And hopefully that doesn't override your video window. No, it didn't. Great. Fantastic. Okay, so you can hopefully see what I'm doing like relatively live now, even though it's going to be a little choppy.
Yep. I have a sense. I guess I could technically be on the server right now, but that would complicate things even more.
Yeah, I was thinking with your guitar playing, it would be difficult. But yeah, welcome to everybody who's come in as my brother was performing. Welcome, Sammy Higgins. Glad you could make it. Aku Inu. I see a few other folks. Armageddon, Parchment Engineer. Armageddon asks, what server are you playing on? This is my Patreon Survival SMP server. It's got the same seed as Hermitcraft Season 8. And it's not going to be reset until I learn the seed of Season 9, which will probably be several months into Season 9, assuming that that's actually the name of it. It might be called Season 10, because Windows skipped 9, and Microsoft owns Mojang now, so there's a lot of anti-9 sentiment coming out of corporate. So we'll see how it goes. I think it might be because they don't like the minor 49ers, but, oh my darling.
I wish they'd go back to the years, like Windows 95.
Yeah, maybe this should be Hermitcraft 2022.
Why not?
I mean, why not? No. So, okay. So we've got a few folks that are very busy getting their floats started. We have about 51 and a half minutes left of build-in time.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, Joe, could you tell me what we're looking for in a float here today?
Okay.
What's the rubric that's typically used?
So there's not any sort of real hard rubric. And a lot of this is left to the guests to kind of decide what they want to weigh, right? Mm-hmm. And basically, we're looking for things that, like, from my standpoint, what I do is I disqualify people if they break the rules, but what you do is you judge based on artistry, effort. One thing that we generally do is kind of factor in if a float was constructed by one person versus three people, like the 3-person float kind of needs to in order for a team float to compete with a single player float or vice versa. Yeah. The output needs to kind of reflect the input, right?
That makes sense.
And so sometimes we'll have a float that might get, second or third place and beat some technically more impressive floats in some ways, but those more impressive floats were built by 4 people, right? Whereas the one-person thing, it's like, oh, this is really interesting one person's artistic vision. You know what I mean? And so part of it is kind of how many people cooperated on it. Another part of it is how fitting is it in this sort of parade?
Right.
So like if somebody came in here and built a really impressive Sphinx, that would be great for the mystery men, because everybody loves guns getting chopped in half. You're going to have a mystery men parade. You can't do it without the Sphinx. But
no, you really can't.
For something like this, I can't think of a single reference to mystery men in Groundhog Day.
Someone may use a spoon at some point.
Yeah, I think he has some food he eats with a spoon.
I don't know if there's any shoveling that happens. No invisibility for sure.
Does he jump onto a car? I don't think he jumps onto any cars.
Well, now that I think of it, I wouldn't know if there were invisibility happening or not.
Yeah, I mean, there could be 800 invisible people. You could do a whole, like, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead type show of, like, some sort of, like, aliens who are invisible and immaterial running this experiment, and 2 of the junior level people are dealing with some sort of, like, their own drama running through.
Isn't that a Vonnegut novel?
That really might... That actually, now that I'm saying it out loud, that really does sound like a Vonnegut novel.
But who knows?
I can't... Like, I know there's a lot of Vonnegut novels like that, but I don't know if any of them exactly are that, because I don't think any of them specifically take place in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
Good point.
But, yeah, welcome, NJ Coffee Junkie Raiders, coming in with a party of 17. Glad you could join us.
Y'all.
We are just going to kind of move down the line here, and every so often I'm just going to advance a little bit.
Okay,
so that
we're going to ease on down the road.
Yeah, because the problem is in Minecraft, it's hard to do, like, a really slow progressive roll. Like, it's either kind of fast or slow, so it's kind of easier for me to just hold the camera on one particular build Welcome, Help Cats. Glad you could join us. Pipbin says the homeless man has soup. Oh yeah, that's right. There is a spoon in the soup scene there.
There we go.
So that's notable. I guess we can take down the setting up now sign too. Did you prepare the setting up song? Just out of curiosity.
The setting up song.
Yeah, the Tangled parody.
No, I did not prepare the setting. I did not prepare that.
Okay, that's fine. I'll just take it down then. But yeah. Okay, so we've got a horse going on, pulling something over here. Looks like maybe a snowplow. Over here we have some sort of plane, possibly a biplane, but it could be a triplane. I'm not going to limit their imagination.
And is it to be assumed that everyone building has seen the movie Groundhog Day, and is the theme the movie, or is the theme the holiday, or is that up for debate?
That's so interpretation of the theme is something that you can judge it on. If there's a particularly clever interpretation of the theme, that's always amusing. And
excellent.
So yeah, it's very open-ended. But yeah, so for example, we had a Halloween parade, and somebody built like a giant Ghostbusters trap, even though it's not a Halloween movie.
Right.
But it is a movie about ghosts, and kids do dress up as Ghostbusters for Halloween, and that sort of thing. So it's kind of one of those things where it doesn't have to be completely literal.
Right.
Tay-Tay the Hufflepuff says, wait, there's a movie called Groundhog Day? Yep. So, and the other thing is too, the people will have an opportunity to present their case to us, either via voice or in text, when we do the final review of all of the things here. Okay.
Well, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, Mahi Zero looks like... Oh, I'm wondering if this is supposed to be like a Groundhog Day hole, or a Groundhog hole. Maybe there'll be a Diglett. I don't know. I think Diglett's not really a groundhog.
No, I suppose not.
But, yeah. He's probably some sort of weasel or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, some kind of weasel. It does remind me of that show Angry Beavers.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Which, was on the same time as Cat Dog. Maybe Diglett is like a cat dog, where, everybody thinks of Diglett as, one Pokemon, but then the other half is actually Meowth.
Yeah, that could be.
Could be anything. I mean...
Thundrome Roaming Thunder says Diglett is a mole.
We've been trying to figure out the identity of the mole all this time, and it was Diglett.
I knew I shouldn't have trusted that little rat.
We've said way too many secret things in front of Diglett. This is not going to go well for us. People are asking, care to spoil the plot of Groundhog Day for those of us who haven't seen it? Because we do have an international audience here. And
that's true.
So sometimes, this is not necessarily oh, this person's so ignorant. It's just that they didn't have the same upbringing we did, the same opportunities as us.
Sure.
Yeah, so the film is about a weatherman caught in a time loop. And, there's a song that plays every time the time loop starts. Sean, could you jog my memory real quick?
Yeah, let me... Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Hold on just a second. Hold on.
I think it might have been in that movie with the pig as well.
Babe?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. They say we're young and we don't know. We won't find out until we grow. Well, I don't know if all that's true, 'cause you got me and baby, I've got you. Babe, I got you, babe. I got you, babe. They say our love won't pay the rent. Before it's earned, our money's all been spent. I guess that's so, we don't have a pie. At least I'm sure of all the things we've got. Babe, I got you, babe. I got you, babe. I got flowers in the spring. I got you to wear my ring. And when I'm sad, you're a clown. And if I get scared, you're always around. Key change. So let them say our hair's too long, 'cause I don't care, with you I can't go wrong. Then put your little hand in mine, there ain't no hill or mountain we can't climb. Babe, I got you, babe. I got you, babe. I got you to hold my hand. I got you to understand. I got you to walk with me. I got you to talk with me. I got you to kiss goodnight. I got you to hold me tight. I got you, I won't let go. I got you to love me so, babe. I got you, babe. I got you, babe. I got you.
Woo, thank you so much, Sean, for that incredible rendition of I Got You, Babe. For the folks who don't know, the I Got You, Babe song is actually what we play every day at 6 a.m. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania time on stream when the face cameras reset. You know, normally, a lot of people don't actually ever get to witness one of those face camera resets. But, you know what? If we get... If we hit the 5 face camera expansion mark, since it is we are celebrating Groundhog Day, we might actually play. I've got the recorded version. I'm not going to make you do it live.
Sure.
For that, but we'll actually demo what a face camera reset looks like for those of y'all who have never been lucky enough to catch an early morning stream. Okay. Also, we got a $20 tip rolling in from DesireFire14. Who says, a call out and thank you to Kindleus, the creator and curator of Untitled Road. He has done so much work for this event, and I can only say that everyone on the server is proud of him for all his efforts. So here we go. Now that we hit our first face camera expansion, it's time to say, howdy y'all, Grow Hills here. Uh-oh, that's the wrong layer. What layer am I selecting now? Okay, yeah, here's my layer. Howdy y'all, Grow Hills here, expanding as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. Joined by my brother Sean Hills from South Carolina. And then, I don't know if OBS won't actually let me move these both at the same time, so it's do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do. Alrighty, so now we are slightly expandeder. We are $10 away from the next face camera expansion. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. Like I said, we hit 5 face camera expansions. We'll go ahead and demo the face camera reset to celebrate Groundhog Day. Okay. So, Sean, just to give you a little bit of background here, the way that this works, these parade float build contests, this is part of a series of parade float build contests that have been held on the server. What we did was, when I first launched the server, I said, okay, everybody has 3 months to build kind of like a neighborhood or something with a main street. And I'm not going to set an idea of what the architecture is or anything like that, but just
Yeah.
create some sort of main street that's big enough to host a parade. And and it has to have like streets that are at least the main street has to be X number of blocks wide, that sort of thing, right?
Yeah, it makes sense.
And then I said we're gonna have a build contest at the end of that 3 months, because I've never seen somebody run like a multi-month build contest in Minecraft like this, right? So we brought in 3 judges, because like at the point where we had people working this hard on it, I didn't want to like, you spend 3 months on something, you want to make sure you've got a panel of people, right?
Of course.
It's a little bit more high pressure than this 1 hour build contest. So we brought in a panel of judges, and we went through and we visited each of the districts and or neighborhoods or main streets or whatever. And then based on how well they performed, that one actually did have a stricter rubric, because 3 months, you don't want to just not do it right. You know what I mean?
How many districts are there?
I think that there ended up being 8. Let me check.
Oh, there's no District 9?
Somewhere in here I have a book with like where I wrote down notes during that. It's not this. Okay, maybe I don't have that anymore. But basically enough people it was 7. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So basically based on how the groups performed, you got first choice of what holiday parade you wanted to host, right?
Uh-huh.
So first place got first choice, second place got second choice. Now, the thing is, that doesn't necessarily mean that that was going to cause conflict, because maybe the people who got first place wanted Halloween and the people who got second place wanted Christmas, Yeah. That was more of a tiebreaker thing. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So, Kindleless points out this place got last place. Well, the thing is, Kindleless, this is also a one-man district, right? Some of the other places had maybe 3 or 4 people working on them,
I see.
And so creating something like this with one person is a lot of effort. Like, these cliffs here are purely artificial.
Wow.
Like there's
and while this may be last place, this is the only contest to date judged by Sean Hills, so that's got to count for something.
Yeah, so you're first place in Sean Hills' heart. But yeah, Kindleless has all sorts of machines and stuff back here. I don't even pretend to know what they do. But yeah. Kindleless says, I've been bragging to my IRL friends. Yeah, and so that's the other thing is, between when the judging happened for the different districts, which was in September, and now, since people then knew what parade they were going to host, they could go theme their neighborhood more closely to match it, right? So the people hosting the Christmas contest didn't know when they were competing if they would get their first choice or not, right? So they went back in and planted a giant Christmas tree and added decorations and stuff, so that the whole town felt appropriate. And Kindleless has done a ton of work on this since then. A lot of these cliffs weren't there, as Kindleless points out. This was just a road with no buildings or mountains. I think the only thing Kindleless really had in was the road and the ship here. And maybe not even the full
Which
ship.
is an homage to one of your own creations, is it not?
Yeah. I had constructed a Ever Given on Hermitcraft. Whoa!
Oh,
What is this?
that's wild.
This is some sort of crazy machine here. Yeah, so part of the fun during these build contests is, in order to give the contestants time to work, we kind of poke around through the people's stuff. This is a subtitle machine.
Oh, I see.
I don't know what a subtitle machine is.
It's subterranean.
When the note blocks play, everyone gets the subtitles to sing along.
Oh.
Wait, where does that happen? So I can make sure my camera's pointed at the right place. Look under the road. The map we were given was the subtitles. I need a map. Okay, nobody explained to me what that... I thought you were talking about I needed a map for the subtitles to what my brother was singing. I'm going to teleport myself to Kindleless real quick. Okay. So... Okay. So Kindleless, when does your song play? Is it hardwired to this clock here? Because like I don't want to have your song play at the same time my brother is supposed to be playing every 20 minutes, and I also need to make sure that I've got my volume high enough up to hear it. Okay. At
Speaking of time, how are we doing on time?
Oh, that's a great question. We're almost to the halfway point. People have just over 32 minutes. Hey, we got some tips rolling in too. Amanda tips 10, who says, grow hills and grow on hills? Well, I don't know. Here we go. It's time to expand bros. Do. There we go. That kind of works. Okay. And then we have another tip that just rolled in. Okay. This is from Bergetta. Thank you very much. Let's see what this is. For the 200 Swifts Kronas. Sometimes I get like a currency thing and I'm like, I don't even know what SEK are. But that comes out to 22 US abacus beads. So boom, that puts us $2 past our next face camera expansion milestone. So here we go. Once again, expand bros. It's, oh my gosh, there's too many layers in this not the Discord, in the in OBS. It's like freaking out. Yay.
Can't handle it.
Yeah, no, OBS can't handle my truth. Okay. So there we go. All right. So, okay, so we don't have to worry about Kindleless's. Okay, so if it's at 3 Kindleless, how many minutes is that until the next one plays? Because I don't want to have my brother start a song and then we don't hear your thing play.
3 Kindleless. How many Kindleless are there? I thought there was only one.
No, like it's 3 o'clock on the clock. 12 minutes.
I see.
Okay, well, it just went to 4. So does that mean we have 9 minutes or like... Okay. It'll go around once more. Oh, because it thinks it's 6 p.m. I get it now. It does 2 rotations per Minecraft day. We turned off the... I didn't turn off the sun. I technically... Whoa, what's up here?
What's going on? Whoa. What is that?
What is this? Some sort of crazy nether portal array? It's a chunk loader grid. Interesting. Huh.
And what is chunk loading?
That's a way to force chunks to stay persistently loaded even when this so the 7 songs stay in sync.
Oh.
Interesting. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and get rid of that map for right now. As you can see, there's been some progress over here. But yeah, why don't we go ahead and we'll wait to go down the line until after our next song.
Sure.
Wait, we just got another tip rolling in from Austin for 20, who says, nice having some live music on stream today. Well, thank you very much, Austin. Boom. We were 18 away from our next face camera expansion. Now we're 2 past. So here we go. Expand bros. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do. Okay, that puts us 18 away from the next expansion, and then once at that point we'll have my brother demo how the face camera reset works. Well, I'll do it, but with his music that he recorded 2 years ago. Now it looks like we're in the same room. Yeah, we were gonna be in the same room, but travel ended up not working out.
Yeah, Omicron.
No fun. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and play something else?
Sure. I got something.
Yeah, what you got?
Hold on.
Holding. I'm actually not holding on to anything. Oh, hold on. I've actually got a green stick here. I will hold on to this green stick. Sound good?
You've got a green stick? Why do you have a green stick?
I had a lot of green paint, and so then I was like, I painted like a pumpkin with it, and then I was like, okay, what else am I gonna paint with this green paint? And then I just started going through my closet. I'm like, I've got this wooden dowel. So I was like, might as well paint that green, and I could attach things to it, and then have them. Yeah, you can see the end of it here.
Kind of looks like a blindfold
Yeah, well, the
or
idea was that,
sunglasses.
like, if somebody needed to, like, have a prop come in from off screen or whatever, they could attach
Yeah.
it to that. We've never used it for that, but you told me to hold on, so I'm holding on.
Hold on.
I gotta hold on to what we got.
A power line to convey a certain brilliance, a telephone line to carry a voice, a metro line to bring us all downtown. Lines of connection, communication, not the borders of boundaries that slice and dice a nation, divided by the chalk lines of this reputable history. Past failures all laid out as we shrug with absent mystery. The bodies left behind us as we amble on ahead, fearful of the wrong things from newspapers or before I tell you what to do, or you try to tell me, let's all see what's been done and where we could have been. By knowing what's before us, the path might clear ahead, and focus on new obstacles uncharted by the dead. A power line from a gurgling turbine, a telephone line from a quiet room, a metro line from across the city. Maybe we'll all raise our glasses. They say across the fence line the grass is always verdurous, but we're not corralling cattle, fearing wranglers, foul or murders. When we look out past dividers, we're unsurprised to see poor folks erecting fences, becoming detainees. Before I worry about you or you worry about me, let's all dwell on ourselves, whether private enemy. Becoming who we're meant to, virtuous and creative. We won't dread the different, the stranger unrelated. A power line to convey a certain brilliance, a telephone line to carry a voice, a metro to bring us home, to bring us home.
Woo! Thank you so much, Sean, for that rendition of Lines. That's a song. I wrote the words and sent them over to him, and I had no idea what to expect. And it came out way better than I was expecting. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of exactly the same way Elton John and his collaborator write.
Oh, really? I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah, Elton John doesn't typically write his lyrics.
Ah.
There's a lyricist named Bernie Taupin, I believe is pronounced. And Bernie just sends Elton John the lyrics, and then Elton makes up the rest from there.
Huh. That's really cool. Well, thank you so much for performing that live for us. Let me go ahead. I'm going to paste a link. If anybody wants to check out our album, our first album, Sean Hills Sings Joe Hills, you can get it on all major streaming services via this link. That's like a multi-link that'll show you like Apple and Google and Amazon and all that for the same album. Also, we just got a great $8 tip from Nicholas, who says, Lines is such a great song. I love it. Thanks for the live performance, Sean. Whoops. So thank you so much, Sean, for
Of course,
that.
Nicholas.
And let me go ahead. Now I got to get the PayPal link to remind people that we are 10 away from the next face camera expansion. And at that point, like as I promised, we would do a face camera reduction, which only occurs at 6 a.m. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania time normally. But we're going to make a special exception for this Groundhog Day stream.
Oh, I see Dark Wolf Hunter is asking, what harmonicas do I play? I play, the brand is called Hohner, Hohner. That was I think that was a D harmonica. Harmonica in the key of D.
Yeah, I'm looking at these, and I'm honestly, like, I think I've got an idea how some of them tie into the theme, but I'm looking forward to hearing people's justifications, because this one seems to be a winter shack and a summer shack.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm curious to see what this one. I don't know. This is maybe weather themed somehow.
Could be weather related. That was my guess. That would be my
Meteorological, yeah.
guess. Perhaps, yeah.
Over here, this one looks like maybe it's supposed to be like Minecraft Steve holding a groundhog plush, riding in the back of a truck. That's cute.
Now, how do we differentiate Joe Hills from Minecraft Steve?
I would have
color?
an @ symbol on my chest.
Uh-huh.
Actually, though, I've adjusted my skin. Let me see if I can show you this. So I now have a beard. My head's kind of in the way, but you can kind of see it. Ta-da! Oh, and I also have longer hair now, but the cape kind of covers that.
Okay.
But you can kind of see down the cape there. Yeah, there's some longer hair.
No, I'm not sure if you've named our contestants or introduced them in any way. Do you have a sense of which of them are building for the first time in a contest today, and which of them are seasoned veterans?
I do, but I haven't been paying super close attention to who's building what. But real quick, though, thank you to Crystal for the 5, who says, the music is amazing. Well, thank you, Crystal. Somebody else asked as well, are we going to can they temporarily move the face cameras during the song at 6 p.m. so we can see the subtitles on the map? That really, I think you'll be able to see some of it. But, I mean, we are only $5 away from resetting the face camera anyway. So...
Is that 6 p.m. in game?
That's on 6 p.m. on that, or 6 a.m. on that clock.
Okay.
Although, I mean, technically, I was gonna play my version of. Where are the actual sound blocks so that I'm close enough to hear them in the game? Under the road? Okay. So we'll want to be like on the road here. Okay. Oh, wow. That's cool. And that'll happen again in 20 minutes, apparently.
Wow.
That's neat.
That's really cool.
End. Ah, okay. Cool.
I didn't know that could be done.
Yeah, apparently, hopefully the face camera will have been reset by then so people can actually see it, because it was really cool. Tay the Hufflepuff says, can't see the lyrics from Sean's face cam. Well, I'm not in charge of making the camera bigger or smaller. Y'all are. But MP just tipped 5, who says, love having Sean today. So here we go. Grow Hillses. Do. And now, since I promised y'all, normally when we hit 5 face camera expansions, I say, y'all have seen that money go straight to my head, but now, like Jacob Marley, these chains I forged in life are about to begin pulling me down to the deep below. But in celebration of Groundhog Day, for those of y'all who have never gotten to see it, we're going to do a 6 a.m. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania time face camera reset. And so I'm going to cue that up. Sean, you're not going to be able to hear this probably because it's going to be coming through the VLC.
That's all right.
Wait, were you able to hear the Minecraft sounds?
Yeah.
Oh, then maybe you can hear this. We'll find out.
Yep.
Then put your little hand in mine. There ain't no hill or mountain we can't climb, babe. I got you, babe. I got you, babe. I got you, babe. Okay, campers, rise and shine, and don't forget your booties, 'cause it's cold out there.
It's cold out there every day. What is this, Miami Beach?
Not hardly. And you know you can expect hazardous travel later today with that blizzard.
That blizzard man. That blizzard man. Oh, well, here's the report. The National Weather Service is calling for a big blizzard.
Yes, they are. But you know, there's another reason why today's
Especially cold.
especially cold. Okay, but the big question on everybody's lips,
Yeah, the chaplains.
on their chap list, right, is do you think Phil's gonna come out and see a shadow?
What's the time to feel?
That's right, woodchuck chuckers, it's Groundhog Day. Get up and check that hog out there. Ooh.
So there you go, folks. Wooey. Thank you very much, Sean, for making that, by the way.
Woo-wee. It's Groundhog Day.
Oh, boy. You know what? I realized I should have been showing off my Groundhog Day cross-stitch made by Shannon Sarr. You know what? Shannon, who is an incredibly talented artist, I saw just earlier, was talking about how she is in the process of buying a new chair. So I'm actually going to real quickly post a link to her Ko-Fi real quick. So if people would like to support artists, here is one way you can do it, by making sure they have proper back support. Also, Sean, now might be a good time while I'm, linking other people and asking people to give them money. You have a Patreon. Can you talk real quick about what your Patreon is, and I'll go ahead and get a link to that up?
Sure. My Patreon, it's not quite as active on my end as I would like it to be, but my Patreon features all sorts of demos and works in progress of songs that most people have never heard before. So that's something you can get by becoming a Patreon subscriber.
Yeah, I see at the $5 tier, $5 per month, you get Hear New Tracks on New Music Monday.
Yep.
So what's new? What kind of new tracks have you got? What are you working on?
I'm currently working on a bit of a solo album. I'll hopefully be posting more stuff soon to the Patreon. And then at the $10 level, you get to be thanked at the end of each stream.
Mm-hmm.
And $20 level, you can be in the credits of the stream as well. And get a YouTube video thank you. That's kind of to be determined if that's in the credits or in the comment section, but just some of the perks.
Fantastic. So, once again, Sean Hills plays Sean Hills. Is that the name of the album? Is the name of the album announced yet?
No, it's not. No.
Okay. Just curious. I realized that the tweet that I meant to tweet earlier with the build contest announcement is going live now. Yeah. Computers. Okay. So, yeah, we looked at these first few here, before that started playing. Kindle says, Sean, did you stop streaming? Are you still streaming at on Twitch?
I did. I took a bit of a break the past couple months, but I'll be streaming again. I consider this my return to streaming today, even though I'm not technically streaming. But I'll go ahead and put a link to. Well, I don't know if I can put a link. Well, I'm VIP.
Yeah,
so
you're a VIP. VIPs can post links. Also, welcome, Ahime Angel. Glad you could join us.
There's a link to my Twitch channel in the chat. I would love if y'all could follow and join in on the fun.
And I'll go ahead and post that in the YouTube chat as well.
Thank you.
Okay.
I stream all kinds of stuff. Games, songwriting, karaoke.
Fantastic. Oh, I didn't even realize there was another contestant back here. Somebody sure is building something.
It's a true dark horse of the race.
Yeah, I'm sorry I haven't been back here. I
existed.
thought that this tree was the last contestant. Does everybody have a sign that they can use to post the name of their team next to the yellow stripe or in front of the yellow stripe? /give. Honestly, we wanted to give everybody a sign. I don't care what kind. But birch sign. Cool. If anybody has not marked their build, that is the sort of thing that I like to know who we need to address. I see a lot of these do have signs, but
Is each build given a title as well?
not necessarily. They're allowed to, but it's not required.
Okay.
And we are at 11 minutes and 15 seconds out from the judging, or from the presentations, followed by the judging.
Now remind me, what are the rules for this competition that you're looking at for as you're sort of the referee here?
In terms of refereeing, they're not allowed to get in the way of other people's builds, so they have to stay in their own areas. So, like, if a build is too long, then I'll disqualify it, for example. Okay. But, like, nobody's really breaking any rules like that. If it's too wide, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's not going to clear the phone lines, no, it should be fine.
Has to fit within the road?
Yeah, basically.
Any height restrictions?
There's no actual height restrictions, although that is kind of an interesting thing to throw in there. That's part of the fun of it being Minecraft, though, is that, like, from a safety and a sanitation standpoint, like in New Orleans, there's a requirement that all motorized builds have, like, a porta potty hidden somewhere inside of them. Or, like, possibly more than one, depending on how many people are on the float.
Wow.
And so I'm not enforcing anything quite like that.
Okay, but, so maybe only a few of these floats have a porta potty inside.
Yeah. Now, I actually did, though, look strongly at the New Orleans parade float guidelines when I was deciding how big the road segments should be, right? Because I was like, what's the longest float that's allowed in a New Orleans parade? And that's going to be how long our floats are going to be. And I said, what's the widest that a float can be in a New Orleans parade?
Huh.
So, yeah.
So this road is to scale of a road in New Orleans.
Yeah, although it wouldn't necessarily be a 2-lane road in New Orleans. This might be more of like a 4-lane boulevard in terms of the actual, like, meters.
I see.
But yeah, I did draw from actual stuff. Yeah, I wanted to hold up that cross stitch that Shannon made me that says, in this house, we follow Groundhog Day rules. And it's got the 6 a.m. clock on there. I should have done that when the camera was big. So either way, tips are still welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. And we are still doing expansions. Smitty says, what made you pick New Orleans for the guidelines, not the Macy's or Rose Parade? I've never been invited to those, but I've been to Mardi Gras several times. So, I don't know.
Oh, it's the real world experience.
Yeah, I mean, like...
You've actually seen the road live.
Yeah, like, I've been at a lot of Mardi Gras and, like, parades leading up to Mardi Gras parades, but I've never been to a Macy's or a Rose Parade. Those are, like, for classy people. Like, yeah, I don't know. It honestly, like, Smitty, I'm not being like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna look at those because those are for pretentious people. It never occurred to me to look at those because I was like, oh, like when I was like, oh yeah, I need to look at parade guidelines. Oh, I'll look at the New Orleans parade guidelines. It's just you. There was no thinking about that. That wasn't me. Just like I just assumed it wasn't for me and never even mentally considered looking at those. So, yeah. I mean, have you been to the Rose Parade?
No, I haven't.
Like, it's in like
Or are you asking
Pasadena.
Smitty?
What?
I used to live near Pasadena though, but I still never went to the parade.
Yeah. I mean, like, Will Ferrell was there. The only Rose Parade I think I've ever watched was the one Will Ferrell did. Maybe the two.
Oh yeah, I did watch that one.
But, like, I didn't go in person.
No, I didn't have a sense of how wide the road actually was
But, like,
based on that recording.
yeah, like, I've known multiple people who lived in New Orleans and said, hey, Joe, do you want to come stay at my apartment and go to a bunch of parades? And I was like, well, it's a lot of travel, but I think it's worth it, and it's not too expensive because they're offering me a place to stay. Nobody's ever said, hey, Joe, you want to come stay with me in my Manhattan apartment to go watch the Macy's parade?
Yeah.
Like,
It's a much longer drive as well.
yeah, I just...
From Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah. Daniel says in St. Louis we have a bigger Mardi Gras than New Orleans sometimes. I didn't know that. Jeff the Talking Mongoose says, can't wait for Mardi Gras this year. I'm a local New Orleanian, so I'm excited to show my out-of-town college friends what it's like. Awesome. Well, I hope you all can be safe. At least it's outdoors.
True.
But yeah, one of the years that I went, the Saints had just won the Super Bowl. And, like, it was... Like, Mardi Gras is always wild, but...
Yeah, extra wild.
It was extra wild, yeah. Smitty Venture says, doesn't Nashville have parades? Yeah, I've marched in a few parades in Nashville and where I went to high school and stuff, but, like, it's not the same, like, you know, being in ROTC and walking down Broadway in Nashville with a rifle compared to New Orleans where people have these, like, gigantic, like, 40-foot long floats and stuff.
Uh-huh.
It's like the parades in Nashville are a lot more like, here's some fire trucks and some military vehicles.
Yeah. Did you maneuver the ATST in a parade?
Yeah, I did. Unfortunately, that's not something I talk about very much because I can't find any good pictures or video of it. But
okay.
yeah.
I'll speak no more
And
on it.
it's the sort of thing that's, you know, it stresses credulity. But yeah. Okay, so how are we on time? We got 5 minutes even as of right now. So we are going to go down the parade route and talk one by one with each of the, or with one representative of each float. Some of these are individual efforts. Some of these are group collabs. Make sure that you have a sign in front of your float. Because otherwise, when the judge asks any question about your float, the first thing I'm going to say is, well, they didn't have a sign. And then I'll answer. But, like, it definitely bothers me. It won't actually disqualify you, but you should...
Yeah. These are Groundhog Day rules.
Yeah. And in this house, we follow Groundhog Day rules. Okay.
I don't know if I could always wake up at 6 a.m.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to think that he got to bed early the night before because it's such a boring town.
Yeah, probably.
Because, like, when he comes in, it's not even dark yet.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, it's entirely possible he just had dinner at 6 and just, you know, had a bunch of bourbon and went to bed or something. I mean, there's no bottles lying around, you know, the room when he wakes up, but, like...
Very true.
I'm guessing he was just like, I hate this boring place.
Right. And then the hundreds of thousands of other nights. Who knows when he went to bed.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because he wakes up refreshed from the first, you know, the pre-loop night.
Exactly.
Okay. We've got all sorts of floats here. We've got 3 minutes and 10 seconds left on the clocks. So 3-minute warning. I'm going to press enter on that in 4, 3, 2, 1, enter. So everybody has received a 3-minute warning. Okay. Hey, somebody made a float about the sea. Or something. I don't know. We'll figure that out later.
Yeah.
Case Walker Space Talker says, I went to the Rose Parade once. It was fine, question mark? Rising intonation. Okay. Kindleless is going to trigger the song when time is up manually. Okay. Good to know, Kindleless.
And now I'm not blocking the map, so
Yeah.
everyone will see the subtitles.
So if anybody wants to be super obnoxious, now's a great time to get those tips in.
They'd have to get quite a few tips in for me to block that again.
Yeah. Well, that was 100 abacus beads, roughly.
Okay.
So
the challenge is out there.
yeah. Oh boy. What's the short? Do you have Darmok prepared? That might be short enough. That's like 39 seconds. We could fit that in.
I don't have Darmok prepared, but I do have Subspace.
Yeah, that's like 134.
Yeah.
Something.
You can just interrupt me if time ends.
Okay, we are at 1 minute and 22 seconds, and Subspace is 52, so go for it.
Send me away via subspace. Leave me a message from home. Cast me a hello in hollow. Tell me I'm not home alone. The corridors are narrow and the rations miss the mark as we fly like Dino's arrow past the sparkles in the dark. I think of home and what I miss is picnics in the park. So send me away via subspace. Tap me a line or two. Though we grow distantly, relativistically, I'm coming home to you.
Woo! That was Send Me Away via Subspace. I wrote it. He arranged and performed it. We are 10 away from the next, not Face Gamer expansion, the conclusion of the build contest. Get ready to put those blocks down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, that's my phone. Is Kindleless going to trigger this manually?
I hope so.
Me too. Very cool, Kindleless. And that is actually all done over here on this wild tape machine thing somehow. Oh, yeah, because I guess the bottom layer gets pushed. Oh, that's super cool.
Oh. And they form words.
Yep.
So it works on the map or also if we were just very high in the sky.
Yeah,
right?
we'd have to be awkwardly high in the sky, I think, for it to work, is the thing. But we wouldn't have been able to hear the music, is the thing. So,
Right.
thank you again to Kindleless of the Untitled District for hosting this, building this lovely surroundings and main street for us. We are about to begin the judging. I need to go in here and I need to adjust the channel permissions for this so that people can talk. Please don't talk until you are addressed, however. So we're going to allow speaking permissions, save changes. Okay, so let's see who is up first. It looks like Superstone is up first. Superstone, would you like to present what you were have got to show us here, either in text or on voice. If the permissions change didn't work, then maybe just... Okay, well, let me see if I can manually unmute you.
Okay.
Okay, you're manually unmuted. Try it now.
Yes, sir. All right.
There you go. Okay, I can hear you now.
So this is a representation of what the groundhog is supposed to do on Groundhog's Day. You can see here is one groundhog hole, and over here is another groundhog hole. Right now, the groundhog is in the spring area, which is symbolically covered over with leaves, so he can't see his shadow. Whereas over in the winter area, there is nothing covering the groundhog.
Ah, so he would be able to see his shadow because the leaves aren't blocking him.
Right.
Very cool.
Then over here is a sun for spring, and over here a snowflake for winter.
Nice. Well, thank you very much, Superstone. Sean, do you have any questions before we move on?
You were building as a sole contributor, correct?
Correct.
Okay. No further questions.
Awesome. So let's move on. I'm going to remute you. And let's see who we need to unmute here. It looks like Seanard built this next one. So I'm going to unmute Seanard. Okay, Seanard, tell us what we're looking at here.
We are looking at what I found down a Wikipedia rabbit hole about the history of Groundhog Day. Up front of the float is a representation from the original inspiration, which was a Germanic festival of Candlemas, in which, in addition to some Old Testament stuff that is a little too inappropriate for a Minecraft stream, involved a burning offering of a lamb and a sin offering of a dove or pigeon, which are both represented here. And then towards the back, we have a cave with the original animal from Germanic lore, which was a bear. And this is where survival versus creative comes in, because in theory, if I built this correctly, if you do set the time, set day, and weather rain, I'll get a different reaction when I push the button in front of me versus whether the weather is clear.
Okay, so slash weather rain, or yeah.
And I need a time set day as well.
Okay. So I heard a piston move.
And when I push the button, the bear comes out and then does not see his shadow, goes back in. We get some snow. 6 more weeks of winter. And then if you clear the rain...
Okay. Slash weather clear. Give it a second.
And I push the same button. And he stays out.
Ah, very cool. And so you're using this solar panel here, I'm guessing. That's
exactly
neat. Very nice. Well, thank you, Seanard. My brother Sean, do you have any questions?
No questions. Thank you.
Awesome. Alrighty, please mute again, Seanard, and we're gonna go ahead and see Team Dahlia M77. So I'm going to go ahead and unmute Dahlia real quick. Okay, Dahlia, if you'd like to present your case via voice or text, you are welcome to do so now.
Okay, so right here we have a horse-drawn truck. So the truck would be the orange car, the dirty orange car from the movie. And in the movie, he is holding a groundhog, and instead of Phil, we have a statue of Joe holding up a groundhog. Previously it was thought that it was Steve, but we made an update and added the @ sign to make it more clear. Inside, if you want to break into Joe's head, you can see certain items were placed in there, just a representative thing. So this
there's
is
a
our...
door.
That was basically our idea, just the car from the movie and kind of representing that scene in kind of a interesting way.
Sean, any thoughts or notes?
Yes, could you elaborate on what the cobwebs represent in the mind of Joe Hills?
So, contrary to what most people would think a cobweb would mean, would be like absence of thoughts. But I think that for me, it more represented that I couldn't directly pin down the thoughts. I thought very hard about what to put in his head, and I looked in a chest of cobwebs, and I thought that represents that I can't think of anything. So that's the reason for the cobwebs there.
Gotcha. Okay, I do like that instead of the groundhog working the steering wheel, it's taking the reins. Oh, which is a nice little homage to the movie. And I like that there's horses pulling a horse-drawn truck with horses in it. It's fun. So thank you. Dahlia, you said hour at one point. Is Toxic on this team as well? How many people worked on this, would you say?
Oh, it was just me. I had Naomi place some blocks for me. She's my sister, but I designed it all in creative myself. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Dahlia. Let's go ahead and if you could please remute yourself. Before we move on to our next person, which is going to be Stella, I need to say thank you to Dubious Grandma for the 20. So thank you very much for supporting the show. It's time to expand bros. Do-do-do-do.
Do-do-do-do.
There we go. Now I can hold up my cross stitch a bit better. In this house, we follow Groundhog Day rules. Once again, that was made by my friend Shannon Starr, who does all sorts of cool commission artwork. Hope you check her out. Okay, so Stella, are you here on voice, or are you going to talk in text? You have to type today. The sign should explain most of it. Kindless asked me to build a plane, so here it is. Kindless says, I asked for it because Phil picked up a lot of skills. Sounds like an excuse for a private jet. Sounds like, oh, okay. So, I guess that's true. They never show Phil not flying a plane. Oh, wait.
Right.
They extensively show him not flying planes, but not like intentionally not flying planes.
Yeah, it was probably a budgetary issue.
I mean, also, I feel like if he could fly a plane, he'd probably spend time exploring other towns too, right?
That's true. That would be important to put on film.
And the weather, I feel like with that blizzard rolling in, he would have to get to the airport. There's a chance that they wouldn't give him like a first lesson the way they did the piano lady because
with the weather.
Yeah, we got the weather rolling in. It's not a good day to take up a new pilot type of thing.
That's a good point.
He wouldn't have a license even once he actually learned to fly, so he'd have to steal the plane every morning the way he stole the bag of quarters. Honestly, this is an interesting angle for the movie, though.
There's not enough time for him to build a plane in a day either. So.
Oh yeah, that's true. It would be hard to build a plane in a day. Okay. It is a really nice plane, though, Stella. Stella points out this is the second parade in a row I built this plane in. Well, that's kind of fun too, because in sometimes parades, like there's the guy, like if you just happen to have like a fancy old model car or something, you use the same model car in every parade, or old car or whatever.
Right.
But okay, so thank you very much, Stella.
Yeah. I think I have no further questions.
Awesome.
All right, bye, plane.
Bye, plane. Bye. Okay, Mahi Zero. Let me manually unmute you because I don't know how the permissions work otherwise. So, Mahi's, you want to tell us what we're looking at?
All right, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Awesome. So, I made the orange truck that was in the movie to transport Phil back and forth between where he's at and the stump they use to do the ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
And then I made a large representation of the tree stump with the door open and Phil coming out. One half winter, one half spring for if he sees the shadow or not.
Mm-hmm.
And then did some map art to get the eyes and mouth for the groundhog.
It is a very adorable groundhog. One question I had is the license plate based on the license plate in the film, or?
So it is based loosely on the 1990s Pennsylvania license plate, which is blue with yellow letters. Says Keystone State at the top, Pennsylvania at the bottom. In the middle, I just did gibberish because 2 lines is not sufficient for ASCII art.
Yeah, because I was going to say, it almost looked like BYU, and I was like, is there a Brigham Young link? But now that I'm looking at it more closely...
It's kind of... It's just gibberish. I was just goofing around. I tried a few things beforehand, and I just couldn't get anything good to work, so I just made it look decent and called it a day today.
Oh, that's fine. Sean, any questions or thoughts?
Let's see. Is there a driver in the truck?
No, I could not fit one in, especially not on this server with
Makes sense.
without the armor stands.
Okay, thank you.
Cool. Well, thank you so much. That was, once again, Mahi's 0. Let's move on. Mahi's, if you could remute yourself, and then... It looks like the Soxes and Train, so Madeline or Michael Sox, presumably, and other people. Michael Sox says, we have no comment. Let the floats speak for themselves. Okay, so this is a bunch of boats. Parades always have something like this. I'm fine with it, but I don't have any further questions. Sean?
And all of the people in boats are part of one team, is that correct?
Yeah, I guess that this is a 9-person team here.
I see. Okay.
Well, Kindless isn't actually allowed to compete since he's hosting, but he's just sitting there.
Just in the boat.
There was an empty space and it just felt weird there being nothing. Okay, fair enough. Moving on to Gaia, Eagle, and Melora. Which one of you do I need to unmute? Well, I'll just unmute them both, but only one of you should actually talk. So I hope you figure that out in advance. Melora will speak. Okay, Melora, go ahead and tell us.
So this is another concept of half spring, half winter float. Of the kind I imagine you would see at an actual Groundhog Day parade. If you come over to the spring side, ta-da! I popped out. I'm wearing a groundhog skin, so I would be like the actor dressed as a groundhog that would come out from this little hole.
Oh.
And because I have cheaters on, I can't see my shadow, so that's why it's on the spring side. And so I would probably do that as the participant of the float and pop out a few times and wave to the audience and have fun that way, and then just go back inside.
Oh, very clever. Does this button here do anything?
No.
That's okay. I was just curious. Very cool. Sean, do you have any questions or comments?
Let's see. What are those inside of the truck?
Excellent. See, of all the spawn eggs I had access to, I figured llamas would be the best at caravanning, so they made the perfect choice for driving the truck in a parade.
Okay.
That tracks. Okay.
That trucks.
Why not both? Let's see what we got over here. Thank you again, Melora. Team Glitter, the ground... Okay, but who do I need to unmute? Do I need to unmute you, Toxic? Or... unmute Toxic, okay. Toxic already can talk, because he's a mod, apparently. Oh, wait, no, he's server muted. Now you're unmuted. Okay, Toxic, go for it. Toxic says my mic isn't plugged in. Hearing a lot of mic plugging in noises now. So I'm going to remute Toxic. Does anybody else on the team want to talk? Or does Toxic want to type when the mic is set up? The team is actually just you. Okay. So I'm going to unmute you again if you're done bashing your computer with the microphone plug. Okay, Toxic, you're unmuted. Okay, you're going to do text. Text is fine. So, Toxic, what are we looking at here? This is my groundhog. It's also an attention hog. Is that why it's got so much bling? For hogging the ground. Oh, it literally, like, scrapes the ground. It's a snowplow, too, I guess. And it says Sean at the top. Is there a reason for that?
Trying to get my attention, perhaps?
Yeah, apparently. Pandering? Yep, just pandering.
Yeah, there were no rules against pandering, right?
No, there's no rules against pandering. In fact, sometimes people actually will send me PayPal tips and like say, this is a bribe, which is one of the reasons I'm not one of the judges. But the other thing I point out is everybody on this server, this is a Patreon server. Everybody on the server has paid so much to be here over the years or whatever, because some of these people have been around for 3, 4, 5 years, right? Like,
right.
I'm like, yeah, tipping me 20 right now isn't necessarily going to really push the scales too hard.
True. They've been bribing you for years.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, if everybody bribes, no one does. It's like The Incredibles, but even more incredible.
That's exactly right.
Okay, so I think that it's time for Sean and I to move to the judges only room. So just to warn you, Sean, my audio is going to be switching over to my phone so that I can play some music on the Discord here. So let's see. In order to give us time, we haven't played Hit the Merch Store yet, and we haven't played Binge Watch Rap. Do you think 7 minutes will be good?
Should be, yeah.
Alrighty, folks. We will be right back after the judging.
It's absurdity in our PG font. I got bright hairs behind creased cardboard, but you don't pull up chairs for humor, do you? You shouldn't miss this guy Cuthris. He shakes a stone as Light Eldritch, compelling you, the viewers, to hit the merch store. 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 Walnut's Grove is gone, which sucks for a druid. Plus mail is strong, but nuts wasn't to it. Sigils on the cave wall stabbed like daggers. She took wolf form and she howled aloud. She bit at Cuthris and she snapped a snout. And by her instincts led you to the merch store. Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store. Rosie, she's shopped there before. All her grandkids get gifts from this store. Little halflings with their kingpins playing footloose. I've seen them picnic beneath the stars, wearing their bright dark magic scarves. It's a one-stop shop for birthdays at the merch store. Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store.
Denard's a paladin, dragonborn, who treats everybody else with scorn. But you know that they all deserve it, don't you? He gains entitlement from bits, or so Jerry claims, so I guess it fits. And they both expect you all to hit the merch store.
Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store.
Maybe there are gods beyond whose tendrils shift their waking pawns, but Jerry kinda seems like he has got this. Except the times when the phones light up and ideas arise, then outright erupt, and Jerry's gone, volcanic cursed Rothfuss. What now, Rothfuss? Come on, Rothfuss. Ignore Rothfuss. Gosh darn Rothfuss. Dang it, Rothfuss. My game, Rothfuss. Go home, Rothfuss. Shut up, Rothfuss. Flippin' Rothfuss. Let's not do this. Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store.
Well, folks, we are back. We didn't actually need both songs, it sounds like. My brother being very decisive, and he's not in the right room. Now he is. Can you hear me, Sean?
I'm here.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so you have come to a decision. Where do we need to go to present the third place prize?
All right. And I believe my video's back. We need to go to Gaia Eagle and Melora's float.
Gaia, Eagle, and Melora. Gaia, Eagle, and Melora.
Melora. Gaia, Eagle, and Melora.
It's a double tree float.
It's a double tree float.
Parade power. Okay, so here we are. Gaia, Eagle, and Melora. They've got the llamas. They got the double tree. Melora has the costume. Anything
Yeah,
that
sponsored by the Doubletree Inn.
apparently not actually. Hashtag no ad. Sean's camera isn't showing. Oh, that's because. Okay, I need to pop that back out. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Hold on. Sorry, this is a multi-step thing to reinitiate the camera. Is it back? Okay. I think we got it. But yeah, thank you for pointing that out, Gravy Trainer and Dark Wolf Hunter. Okay.
I'm back.
So, and a quick last-minute reminder that if you'd like to tip, tips are welcome via paypal.me/showhills and YouTube Super Chat. To be 100% up front, the guests do not get paid a percentage of the tips. I give them a flat rate. And honestly, that's probably for the best because the amount that I pay the guests has never been more than the amount of money I've made during a stream I've had a guest. But you know what? That's okay. This is a Patreon stream, and the Patreon folks are kind of indirectly supporting that. Anyway.
I'll consider that when I write up my invoice.
Yeah, I know. So tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Okay, so what, was there any particular notes you wanted to share about your decision here for third place?
Yes, so this float I thought was very creative in that, I believe it was Melora who's in a groundhog skin.
Mm-hmm.
And no one else did something quite like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was very interesting to make yourself the participant, to make yourself the groundhog.
Mm-hmm.
And I also really enjoyed the llamas in the truck.
Naomi and Dahlia point out, except Toxic. Toxic has a gopher skin. Did he? He was hiding it under armor, so I don't know that we caught that.
Oh, that wasn't brought to my attention.
But yeah, also a gopher is not a groundhog. So, Melora, congrats on third place. Here you go. Here are, oh boy, I think it goes something like 12, 24, 32 for the prizes. So there you go. There are 12 blocks of netherite, Melora. And so, where are we going next? Who's got second place, Sean?
let's go to the Shawnard float.
Shawnard float. Let's
Yes.
see. That one is gonna go. Somebody says Joe
it's-
gives more each time. I just don't remember how much I give each time. I'm bad at.
It's toward the front of the pack, maybe second.
Okay, here it
float.
is. Here is Shawnard's float. Boom. It's the one with the sheep and the dove. And what really jumped out at you about Shawnard's float here?
So, number one, research. I appreciate that research was done. I also like that this float brought to me the origin of Groundhog Day, and it's an origin I wasn't aware of. I don't know if you were, Joe. I thought the polar bear was really cool. I can't say no to a sacrificial lamb. So
Especially now one so cute.
yes, look at that little.
How is it that the lamb is not consumed by the fire? Oh, I bet this is throwing splash potions of fire resistance.
Wow. See, that's a whole nother layer that I didn't even know was possible. So
Yeah.
this is a second place, well deserved.
Okay, so here you go. People are saying I gave too many by accident, but you know what? We'll not fix that. I said 16, 24. Hold on. Boop, 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 boop. Here are 24 blocks of netherite. Shawnard, congratulations on second place. And where are we going for first place, brother?
We are going to Team Dahlia.
Team Dahlia, woo! AKA Team Toxic. But yeah, so Dahlia has...
Wait, those are two different teams, are they not?
No, yeah, Dahlia named her team after Toxic to be annoying.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, points for that as well.
So, any thoughts or things that you want to share about this?
Look, we as it's been made apparent, Groundhog Day is a movie that involves time loops, and there's quite a bit of recursion going on here. Layers of horses pulling trucks, pulled by more horses. I really enjoy the Joe Hills holding a groundhog. I love that we got to have a peek inside the mind of Joe Hills. That's something that no one gets access to. I don't even know if Joe has full access to that. So I thought that was really cool, really creative.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because it's like, you know, the first time you read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, you're like, oh, I'm basically Arthur Dent. I identify a lot with this guy. And then you're like, but wouldn't it be cool if as I got older, I was more like Ford Prefect? And then you start looking into your own brain and you're like, oh no, I'm Zaphod Beeblebrox. So one day we'll unlock some of those doors. But until then, where's Dahlia at so I can give you your prize? Here's Dahlia. Woo! Stay still, Dahlia. I gotta throw these blocks at you. Everybody else out of the way. So I don't have to kill you to get the blocks out of your body. Boom. Okay, there we go. So thank you so much to everyone for this fantastic Groundhog Day parade. I know Groundhog Day itself is coming up on the 2nd. I hope that y'all have a safe and happy Groundhog Day when that occurs. Thank you again to our fantastic guest, Sean Hills, for joining us. And Sean, you had that Patreon link, patreon.com/Sean Hills. And your Twitch, I'm going to get in here as well real quick, was twitch.tv/the Sean Hills. Do you know when your next stream is going to be yet?
Sometime this week.
Sometime this week. You usually stream in the evenings, though, right?
I do, yes, typically stream in the evenings.
Fantastic. And congrats again to all of our contestants. You know, obviously, we only have time to celebrate the winners with prizes. But, like, y'all, every single person here who built something, made the stream better in some way. So thank you to everyone who participated. Thank you again to Kindleus for constructing the entire district that hosted this and building this wild Groundhog Day theme lyric generator. This was a really fun stream for me. Sean, I hope you had a fun time too.
Oh, definitely.
Fantastic. So we are going to go ahead and send our viewers over to my friend Zombie Cleo, fellow Hermitcraft Hermit, who is currently playing Twitch TV's favorite game, The Sims. Now, the thing about The Sims is it's got all sorts of different challenges you can do. Cleo has a 100 baby challenge as the title of the stream, but you know what? She also, doesn't really want kids. So I guess we'll see how things go when she doesn't want 100 kids. I'm glad I'm not them. Anyway, until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee, joined by Sean Hills. Any final words, Sean?
Keep adventuring.
That's what I was going to say. Dang it. Okay, now I got to think of something new. You know what? I thought of it. In this house, we follow Groundhog Day rules. And when you get over to Cleo's, say, howdy, y'all, Joe Hills right here. And I'm just dropping things off my desk now, so I'm just going to click raid.
Raid.